And this week on the news.
This week in the news, not much. Sadly, the left-wing lizard overlords didn't watch much news over the last week, I'm afraid, so we'll have to just talk about what we know, which isn't much, I'm afraid. But yes, welcome to the Metropolitan elites, and this is what we think we should have been told to say.
Trump?
Trumpety, trumpety, Trump. Yeah. He lost. Trump's lost. He's dead. He failed. And I suppose what's interesting to talk about is the media's response to it, and that, you know, on the one hand, Trump is dead is the headline. He's failed. It's only one thing actually, and he came second, although he almost came third. So it wasn't like a close thing between the top two. And the other guy, whose name actually left me as well,
Ted Cruz.
actually is an incredibly dangerous
Yeah.
lunatic as well.
Yeah.
So actually, what difference does it make? Which one of them? Ben Carson? I mean, doesn't matter. They're all lunatics.
I'll tell you what's interesting about that. Ted Cruz is favoured by the Tea Party.
Yeah.
And Sarah Palin came out
And went for
and said Donald Trump's the guy, and yet Ted Cruz still won in the Iowa caucus.
Well, I think Sarah Palin did him damage because it's the outsider thing, which, you know, to some people seems he's a billionaire and he owns all this stuff and Trump Towers and all that stuff, and people see him as the outsider, and to us that makes no sense at all, but to some people it does make sense, and that's a really precarious position to be in, like Jeremy Corbyn, his thing of being an outsider. And if you associate yourself from someone from the past who's already been through the middle of that stuff and is obviously just completely off her head, that damaged her. It shows that are people really that stupid? And in a way, some people are, but in overall there aren't enough of them. And hopefully, you know, even if Trump does win, it doesn't mean he's going to win because he can't. However much these loonies over here like him, he's never going to get those swing voters in the middle who see him as a comedy character. He's a reality TV star, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we are talking about a caucasus, which is quite strange to us. We don't have anything like that. I mean, the
caucuses.
Yeah, the presidential, the whole nomination of the presidential candidate is much more rigorous than anything any of our leaders go through.
Well, yeah,
it's quite amazing actually how much scrutiny. I mean, it almost makes me think actually if they become president, it's kind of like time to have a break, because it is relentless campaigning.
And it's like I said last week. It's the personality politics is so big over there. It's all about the individual.
Yeah.
They're going to lead the world, not party, not anything like that. Just king.
I think the caucuses in America for a long time were sort of sidelined. It relied a long time on the primaries, because that's sort of like a bigger turnout of the vote. But it's also been the area where the stalking horse, or whatever you want to call it, the unknown contender, has shown themselves. So, I mean, it was important for Trump to win this one, because he's still the outsider. He's the non-establishment candidate who's looking to shake things up. And normally, this is where they come to the front. Instead, we've got this guy, Ted Cruz, who's actually won.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone seriously thinks he's going to go on win it from here.
No.
But what it's given is him a veneer to something. They're saying, well, there is a real possibility now that Ted Cruz can win this.
But that will affect how people vote. So will more people vote for Trump? I don't know. And then the other thing, of course, is the media response to the other side of the Clinton-Sanders, where Sanders lost, but it was like by a fraction of a percentage.
0.3%.
Yeah, or something. In some ways he won, kind of like Al Gore kind of stuff, where
he was
you can measure it by this, then he
was going down to coin tosses in some districts.
So, but the way the media presented that wasn't Sanders is dead. It wasn't that at all. It was Sanders is the king because he didn't win.
Well, I think in this country we have a different because we look at Bernie Sanders and think, wow, this guy's taking it by storm. He's killing it, because we hear Bernie Sanders. We think this is really revolutionary. That this guy's
a socialist
talking sense. You know, we don't. It's not often we hear. A lot of the times we hear American politicians, we just think they're completely off the planet. Even the moderates, completely off the planet regards their attitudes towards business and healthcare and how widespread it is that they seem so.
Is that
extreme.
just? We see it. Is it just business interests?
Yeah.
Is that all it is? And that's why none of them really believe it.
So to us, Bernie Sanders, it's a slight disappointment that he didn't win, actually, because again we're looking, well, in a quarter you would expect Bernie Sanders, if he's going to go on, this would be his breakout moment. But he's closed the gap from you have no chance to within a whisker of actually winning. He's been a little bit unfortunate, because normally in this situation he would start to get the media coverage that Hillary Clinton takes for what do you call it, granted. So there's a veneer of inevitability about Hillary Clinton.
It's been decided.
Which in this circumstance you would say, well, that veneer is not so solid now, and Bernie Sanders would start to get coverage. What is he actually saying? The interviews and stuff like that. I think he's worked quite hard to get coverage on the media in America.
But will that happen?
Well, what happened was Donald Trump lost.
Yeah.
So the coverage is about Donald Trump, but not Bernie Sanders.
Even when he loses, it's still about Trump.
Catch a freaking break, man. I mean,
but this is intentional. Trump knows this. His whole that's everything about Trump is all about PR, isn't it? So this is happening with Trump. He's ridiculous. Report it.
Yeah, so the coverage turned into Trump buying a farm in Iowa because he lost and being humbled, which took the shine away from Bernie Sanders a little bit, which is a shame. But the sense is in New Hampshire, which is the next caucus, that Bernie Sanders actually got quite a strong lead. So he should win that. Maybe he'll sort of catch a bit of uplift from there.
We should say, I said socialist earlier. He's not really a socialist. He's a social democrat.
Yeah.
He's not a socialist, is he? I'm not really a socialist.
There are no socialists.
Yeah.
Let's face it, no one's out there. Well, there are no Marxists for sure. No one's out there talking about the desire to seize the means of production or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just distribution of wealth. That's all. Not anything extreme.
Yeah. It's not about pure equality.
Yeah, I don't believe in super tax 95%, one for you, 19 for me.
Yeah,
that's completely ridiculous. I think there was one point where something was 100% over a certain amount as well.
Yeah,
and that was a Tory government. What was FDR?
FDR. In the New Deal, anything over $25,000 was taxed at 100%.
Now that's just
4 terms you got.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is just madness. You would but it was a different time. So we're in a more prosperous time now.
Yeah.
When things were very difficult then, and it could have gone either way, and it worked. But and I believe in supporting businesses and all that stuff. But there's a balance, isn't there? And the argument is about where the balance is.
The balance has gone too far.
Way too far.
Yeah.
See, we're the centrists. You're not.
Yeah.
It's us.
But yeah, to just say you need to rebalance it a little, well, actually quite a lot in some instances.
Certainly.
It's quite moderate. And we're not saying everyone should be on an average wage. You're just saying that the gap between the top and the gap between the bottom should contract.
Yeah, or if that goes up there, it should. If that's not happening, it's not working. Yeah. It hasn't happened. That's all we've got time for, I'm afraid, because the batteries run out in our camera. Sorry. But we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
For more stuff, and hopefully I'll have read the news.
Yeah. Bye.